what I've learned in the last few months is that you can actually change the way you view or think about something or change the way you react to it because the brain has a way of taking things in. And more often than not, something will happen, you're triggered, you're going to respond the way you normally do, and off you go down the road. But what I've learned with neuro-literacy is that you can actually have some say as to what that means. So again, I give my example of driving. I love driving and taking my son places, and there are a lot of folks who really aren't great drivers in front of me. And so that used to the trigger, like, why are they driving slow? They're in the left lane. Oh no, they're on their phone. What are they doing? Hey, come on, do better. Please do better for us. And I would get frustrated. And the way I was able to sort of work through that and continue to, because believe me, it still bothers me, is I try to have more compassion. I know it's a trigger for me. I ask myself, okay, are you really in a rush? Maybe I'll move to the middle lane and just let them do whatever they're going to do. You got plenty of time. Maybe something's going on. Maybe they're trying to rush. They have to pick up a child, or a family member's sick, or they're late for work. There's so many reasons why they could be distractedly driving. And for me to take it personally is not healthy. So knowing this triggers me, I say something to myself before I get in the car. You're getting ready to drive. Crazy may happen, so be ready. So that's fine. And then when I see it, or when you see something happening, just move over and try to get away from whatever it is that's starting to bother you. Because the one thing I know, Patty, I can't control what other drivers do. I can't control how they drive. I can't control that they be more understanding and kind to me. I can't control any of it. I can only control my way of reacting to whatever they're doing and how I drive. And knowing that, it helps me a little bit be calmer and not get so agitated. And that's one of the ways neuroliteracy has helped me. It helps me realize there's a trigger, it's coming. What are you going to do about it? And find a way to where you're not doing this up and down all the time because it's not healthy.
So tell me a little bit more about how you felt when you would get triggered in the past and how you feel when that same situation is happening, but you've learned about neuroliteracy now in the present.
Oh, I would get very frustrated. I would be angry. I'd say Texas drivers, although I grew up in Jersey and they're bad drivers, and then don't even bring up New York because that's crazy. And having lived in California, we got crazy there too. So I realized it used to have an impact on my emotions and frustrate and stress me. And it's all external. And what I realize now is I can help control that. The initial trigger may happen where someone cuts in front of you, or you know that left lane person who cuts over 3 lanes to now exit. I love that. That's my favorite. I now try to have a little sense of humor, try to bring down you can't control it. They're probably having difficult time. Just keep it moving. Don't take it in. And so now I don't get upset or as upset as I would, and I have a little bit more compassion. And I don't think I would necessarily do that had I not worked with some of the neuroliteracy tools, use the windshield wiper technique to kind of look. That's not true. You can't put that on them, or you can't put that on you. The world is not an awful place. Someone just driving a little bad. And on the big scheme of things, it's so small. We shouldn't even be talking about it.
Yeah, I love that,
Did that
Pam.
answer your question?
Yeah, I think that's exactly
Okay, good.
exactly what we're talking about is how we're
Okay.
living with it, growing with it, and how our energy even changes. I could imagine that in the past, when you would get upset, you might still be upset when you got back home. And when you got into
Mm,
eating, maybe you were preparing dinner and you were still like upset about something that may have happened on the road. And now you're sort of
yeah.
free of that. And that must give you a whole new sense of energy.
I don't like having something hijack how I feel because you can't stay in your house all day, right? You have to get out in the world. So my focus, at least, and I know we've talked about this, is I've been working really hard on boundaries and not letting things in that I know are going to frustrate me or upset me. I don't watch a lot of news. There's only certain programs. I listen to a lot of positive podcasts and stuff, but I'm really controlling my space because I know these are the things that fill me up. They make me feel better. I feel good about them. They put me in a good mood. I'm smiling. I'm feeling good. And hopefully I'm radiating that out as opposed to being frustrated and mad at the world and feeling like, everybody's against you and I have no ability to change anything. I've just changed me in the way I'm thinking.
I love
And
that.
thanks to you, I see you've done that too, Miss Patty.
Well, I love what you were saying about radiating it out to the world. And I think that is, for me, one of the most exciting things about what we're
Mhm,
doing, because as we start to understand our thoughts, our feelings, our bodily sensations, and those triggers, and
mhm.
choose a different response, our radiation, positive radiation, I guess I should say, our ability to radiate that joy inside of us,
Yeah,
I think gets stronger and stronger, and we become lighter and lighter.
I agree. And I think also the people who are in our sphere of connection, meeting, and so forth, people see that and they wonder, I want some of that. What's going on? Did you just win the lottery? No, I did not just win the lottery. So
Uh,
then what is it that's making you show up that way? What is it? Like, well, I don't worry about a lot of things that I used to because it's silly.
we
It
worry
just
about
is.
things we can control. So we will do
Yeah.
more of this, Pam, and I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. I'm here for you, Patty. Let's do it.